Hi, welcome back. So we are at the subsection of Dunder method. Basically, once you hear the word Dunder, it indicates the double underscore that we dealt with before. I think you saw it when we spoke about private type of variables. Also, when we spoke about some special kind of function, just like the init or maybe the dict or whatsoever. And these are kind of a special function that do interact with the interpreter to execute certain tasks. Now, let me show you an example. Now, if I would have to create this class, my class, and just defining the regular method with Dunder in it, two instance variable 1 and 2. Now, if I would have to run this one, if you could see the printing here of the two instance, it returned this line indicating that there is an object with this dash number is being created and also another object in here. This is something is not really readable and not really useful unless, of course, if you indicate a particular access to the instant variable. However, we would like to have a way that we're going to change this behavior. So once we, for example, print the instance, we would like to get a result to represent, for example, the values of x and y. And this is the use of the Dunder. For example, one of the special kind of method called the REPR, and then the other one is called another special method, we call it the defined, is the STR. And they are a kind of a representation of the object. The difference between them, although one of them is a backfold of the other, the REPR is more technical. It's intended to the audience of programmers or teamwork who are working with you to understand the behavior of the object or to represent something. The STR is more intended to the end user by displaying certain messages. Now, the calling of printing these two instances is going to get back to the STR. That's why the REPR, unless it's explicit in printing that. So let me show you what I mean. If comment on the STR Dunder method here, I will get fallen back to the REPR and then it display the value as we wish. So basically the interpreter will get the returning value as the STR is suggesting. I would like to get the REPR. First instance is displaying what is written in the REPR, but the second one is representing what is inside the string. Now, one more thing, maybe you could even utilize better var1.x plus var2.x, for example, and then try to print this. Now you get the value of 15 because I get 5 plus 10. Now, if I want to get y to be, for example, just a string, and I would have to run this one more time, you will see that the behavior that concatenated both letters A and B. Now, this actually happened because of the use of the special method called Dunder add method. So if I want to change the behavior of that, for example, take one argument is the self and maybe the other one R2, self.x plus the arg2.x, I mean the second instant that you passed. Now, if I would have to run this one, you can see here I'm adding the two instance directly. Now, if I wouldn't have this add, let me just comment this and just I add directly the two instance, I will run into an error saying it's unsupported type and I can't really add two classes together. However, if I want to uncomment this, you will get the value of 15 as expected because I have amended the value of Dunder add by explicitly telling take the first one, get its x, I mean the first instant, and the second instant, get its x and add them together. So this is one of the functionality that you can utilize the power of Dunder method, and much more on that if you would to check the documentation on those special kind of functions. There is something related multiplication, subtraction, and etc. You might want to check that out, and depends on the task as you like. Next, we'll be talking about the add property decorator. I'll see you then.